Okay, hey y'all. So I've been saying I was gonna make this video. Today is Friday, super busy day, but I said I was gonna do it, so here I am. So I want to get on here and let you guys know about my real estate career, why I started it, where I am now, and what I'm doing about moving on with pursuing it as a full-time career. So my real estate journey started because it was like August of like 2018. So if people know me, I had just left a job. I walked away from a job that was utterly draining. It was crazy how stressful it was. Like, it was the first time I ever walked away from a job. I quit. So in August, I had acquired a new position. It was just a job to get a job to have some money. And I was still kind of like keeping my options open as I'm looking for other things. So I had got an email, or maybe I was looking on LinkedIn. It was like a career night for being a real estate agent. So I went to it and I was so intrigued, y'all. Like, just hearing everything about like the ins and outs of what went into being a real estate agent, like the training and everything. Like, I was sold. Only thing I wasn't sold on was the coins. It was very clear that becoming a real estate agent is nothing that's cheap, nothing that you could just go in with no investment. You definitely have to start with some money because even the classes themselves are pretty expensive. So at that time, I knew financially it wasn't for me. So I said, okay, I can probably do it later once I get like super secure in a job somewhere I want to be. But at that point, I couldn't do anything. So fast forward a year, it was around September. October. I was talking to my fiance. We were talking about like things we could do to bring money into the household. And so I just started brainstorming ideas. I had even talked to my friends about going to like esthetician school because y'all know I love beauty too. Well, I love beauty as well. So we were just kind of like presenting ideas to each other. And he was like, real estate. And I'm like, well, yeah, I want to do that. It's just the money. And he was like, oh, I'll pay for it. Oh, okay. Done. Thanks. So I literally went and was just like researching schools from that open house thing or career night I had went to. They had been emailing me things about like different schools to go to. I reached out to a friend who had recently started her real estate career. I was like, hey, where'd you go? She was like, Champions. Everything I had been reading and looking up on YouTube was like Champions was the best place to go for real estate school, and essentially maybe like the only physical one, or it was like the most reputable physical one in DFW. So I ended up going to Champions Real Estate School. I signed up, and like the courses started in like 2 weeks. The way the courses are structured is you have to take 6 classes. They're 30-hour classes. Now, I opted to go in person because I hadn't been to school since I graduated from college in 2011, and I never really took an online class. So I was just like, okay, let me just go in the classroom, have somebody in my face so I can ask questions. Another thing with the online thing is you go at your own pace. So let me tell you one thing about it. My pace, I would have still been in school. So I decided to go in class. The way I schedule my classes at Champions is such a wide variation of ways you can take your classes. If you don't work a day job, you can take a class Monday through Thursday from like 8 to 4. And then that Monday to Thursday is one full class. You can do a weekend class or Saturday and Sunday from like 8 to 5. And that's a whole class. And then they also have evening classes, which is what I did, which is like Monday through Thursday from like 7 to 9. Don't quote me on it, but maybe like 6 to 8:45 or something like that. But there's an evening option. So I opted to do the evening option and weekends. So it's 6 classes. So I will go evening option, weekend, evening option, weekend, evening option, weekend. I started the week of Halloween, and I finished 3 weeks later, like almost 4 weeks later, because I went straight through. Was it hard? Yes. I was working a full-time job. I live in Fort Worth. My job was in Dallas. I went to the Champions in Fort Worth, so it was a crazy commute. I was crazy tired. I was doped up on energy drinks. Celsius is big because I was trying not to have that much sugar, but I needed that caffeine, that energy. It was crazy, y'all. And then studying in between, which sometimes didn't happen, but it all worked out. So you do have to pass each one of those classes with a passing grade to move on to the next one. There's no rhyme or reason about the order. You kind of go in whatever order you want. There's no order. You just go in whatever order that works for your schedule. I went in the order that allowed me to go weekend and nights. So I finished that. So once you finish your classes, I highly recommend that you go to a prep class. The prep class is what prepared me for the test. So you learn everything you need to learn in the 6 classes you go through and however long it takes you to get through those classes. But that prep class preps you for the test. The test is challenging. Some people don't pass the test on the first time. I did, thankfully, but it was because I really buckled down and focused on learning that test. Champions does suggest that you take the prep class twice. I took the prep class one time, took off like 2 days from work and studied from that Friday evening until that Monday night, and I took my test Tuesday morning. The test is administered at a testing center. It's really supervised. They want to make sure you don't cheat. They like patting you down from head to toe, taking all your keys and everything. But the good thing about all that is you get your results immediately. Now, for someone who was so nervous going in, that was a good thing for me. Literally, by the time you raise your hand and tell them, hey, I'm done, you go outside to the front desk and they're like, here, your paper. So the test actually is comprised of 2 portions. There's a state portion and a national portion. The state portion is going to be all the laws, regulations regarding to your state. Texas, of course, has some of the most unique laws. I've heard it's like one of the hardest tests to take in the United States or whatever. And then the national laws are just laws. The national part is just things that apply to everybody in the whole country. So it's not like separated. You literally, it's like comes to a point like, okay, this is your state portion. So there is a percentage of questions you have to get right to pass each one. We can maybe get in detail about that later, like a prepping for the exam video. But I literally was surprised when they told me I passed. Like, I'm typically a good test taker, but I hadn't taken a test since 2011. So I was just like going through. I love that you can kind of go back to your answers and everything. But when I got my paper saying I passed both portions, I was literally in shock. So I was super excited about that. And now the next step I was officially a licensed Texas real estate agent. So after you take your test and you pass your test, now you have to choose a broker. A broker is going to be who you work under to perform your real estate duties. Pretty much anything that happens, they are the one that tells you, hey, yeah, this is okay. It's like they're the ones that make sure everything that you learn, all the laws are being enforced, and if something happens, they get in trouble and you get in trouble. So you have to pick a broker. So picking your broker is probably one of the biggest decisions you have to make, and that process should start, if not as soon as you start school, shortly after, because once you pass your exam, you want to be fully licensed. You have an inactive license, so you can't practice real estate without being with a broker. So once you're getting ready to start that process, you need to go ahead and start interviewing brokers. I started interviewing brokers about about 2 weeks out from me completing my classes, because brokers would come in at Champions and like sponsor the night, bring us dinner, and just tell us about their offices. So I had been hearing about EXP because our realtor who sold us our house is with EXP, and I had went to an event one night and 2 girls from EXP, and it was just kind of everywhere. It's kind of like the one that's like, it gets talked about a lot. And so, I was curious. EXP's website is laid out where they have everything laid out. There's no questions you have to ask. It's their website answers all the questions you want to know when you go into interview with these other brokers. Things like, what's the split? What are your monthly fees? Do you have desk fees? Of course, EXP doesn't because we don't have debts. what's included, what do you provide? All those questions are answered there. Something unique about EXP is they have like, you're a stockholder in the company. You can buy stock and actually be a stockholder. You can also like bring people into the company that can work under you and get rewarded when they make sales and things like that. So that's what kind of makes it unique on top of being a virtual broker. So it's like everything is done online. It's actually pretty cool. And if anyone wants like a pass to like explore our EXP world, let me know and I'll send you the information to like explore if you're looking into EXP as an option. So anyway, did that. It was between EXP and another broker, but it just, since I was going in part-time, the other broker just wouldn't give me what I needed. A lot of brokers have like these trainings throughout the day. They have these meetings on like Mondays at 9 or whatever day, and I'm working a 9-to-5 job. That doesn't work for me. So I'm literally paying for something that I'm not going to be able to utilize. EXP, all their trainings are done virtual. They have the I have the access to go and access any training I might have missed. I sign up and just, I can even listen in on the training if I want. All the trainings are virtual, but it's real people, so you get like a little avatar. It's super cute, y'all. And so it's like it's all in my hands. So since everything is virtual, I just can do everything at my own pace, and that works for me because I was part-time. So chose that. You tell TREC, which is a Texas Real Estate Commission, who like makes all the rules. You tell them, hey, I want to hang my license with these people. You apply, you pay any of your fees to EXP, and it's literally about a 24 to 48 hour process. With EXP, since everything is virtual, there is a lot of things you have to do. You need to make sure you stay on top of your emails and just do everything, and you should be fine. So, okay, so now I'm an active Texas real estate agent. I've picked my broker. I decided to join a team with EXP because I didn't want that support. Me being a new agent, I feel like I could use all the support I could, there's nothing wrong with being around people who already know what they're doing. You can go to them, ask them questions. My team works for me because they have some part-time agent, some full-time boss agents who I always can ask questions to, and someone's always available to ask a question. They have resources available to me that I wouldn't have otherwise. The EXP platforms are amazing because you can always ask questions in the world. We have different like Facebook groups. It's just, the possibilities are endless. We also have localized groups. So it's like if you have a question locally, someone can answer. We have like in-person trainings with the brokers. I went to one on Wednesday. It was amazing. So it's just, I'm getting what I need from EXP. If you have any questions about that, you can message me or email me and I'll be happy to answer those. Okay, so what everyone has been waiting on. So on Wednesday, I had posted a video and I was like, I'm leaving my job. Blah, blah, blah. And people were asking like, are you quitting to go full-time in real estate? So I quit my job. This is the same job I had since I left that other job, just walked away. And I started temp and it, turned into like something permanent. But honestly, I was never happy at this job. This job was not challenging to me. The people were amazing. It was probably the least stressful job I ever was at in my life because the job I walked away from stressed me out to the point where I had to go and see like a therapist and but I gained a lot from it, learning that I will never let a job or person or anything get me to that place where I can't even like ground myself. So the position I was in, it just didn't do anything for me. It literally got to a point where I didn't even have any work to do. And I would constantly ask, hey, anybody need help? Anybody need this? Anybody need that? And it just was nothing. So I wasn't learning anything at this point. So back in September, on my birthday, I interviewed for this job, and it was like a dream job. So I love makeup, and it's at a company that makes makeup. And I was just like, oh, this is perfect. Same position I was working, same position I kind of been working my whole career, but it was with makeup. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. So on my birthday, I had a sleepover that day. So I went to my interview, came back, got ready for my sleepover, told everybody I was super excited about it, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like crickets, nothing. I hadn't heard from them. So I'm like, January, I got a call. I'm like, hey, you want to set a second interview? I'm just like, well, what happened? Where y'all been? What's up? And they were just like, oh, well, we were restructuring. We were trying to determine what was going to happen. So people moved around the company. So, we want you to come back in. Coming back in, in January, and like 3 days later they sent me an offer and I accepted. So yes, I did quit my job, but I'm going to another full-time position. I will not be pursuing real estate full-time at this moment. I have created my vision for where I want my real estate business to go. I have wrote down numbers on where I need to be, and when I reach those numbers, I will pursue real estate full-time. Real estate is a completely commission-based business. Real estate is, I would not suggest to anyone, unless you have like 6 months to a year of income saved up where you can fully live on it, to pursue real estate full-time. I need coins, honey. I need consistent coins. And while I'm about to like bust it out and like put myself out there and do everything I need to do to like get into this real estate game, I also have to be smart. The decision I made a couple of years ago to walk away from that job, I'll never do that again. I have to position myself in my household in a place where it's beyond comfortable. I don't ever want to feel that struggle. Like, people struggle enough with money they make at a career, but to have no money and to worry about where it's coming in from, it's hard. Like, I always have a side hustle or two. Like, I was doing trade shows with Morphe, so whenever I wasn't working my job, I was still doing other things, but that was usually my play money. So my play money became my real money, honey, and it was real. So I do want to get to a point where I pursue real estate full time, and I am going to do everything in my power to get there as quick as possible. But I have to have consistency. I have to have money saved up, and I have to be comfortable in walking away from a job. I am not there right now, so I'm going to commit myself fully to my full-time job and fully to real estate, myself, my personal life, family, friends, and everything else. Yes, at times I probably will be dog-ass tired, but it will be worth it. Like, at this point in my life, I'm 31 years old, I'm still young. I don't have any kids to like stop me from being like, oh, well, you have this, and this. I don't have that. I don't have any excuse to be like, oh, well, you can't do all that. I could do it all, honey. Do it all. So I'm excited to do that. Where I am right now, my journey, about a month into my real estate journey, it was overwhelming at first because it was just like, and now I'm just like, okay, so I have this, and this. How do I use this to effectively do these things for myself? Everyone wants to tell you how to do things, how they did them. People who've been in the business a while don't realize that minuscule things that they forget, and it's just kind of like a habit to them, are new to me. So it's me just having to like maneuver my way through, find out things I need to know, and just do it. And like my friend Alfina say, like, you gotta just do it scared. Like, I'm just putting myself out there at this point. I'm doing open houses every weekend. I'm following up on any leads my mentors or anyone might send me. I'm just learning what to say, what not to say. When I'm with clients, I'm just out there. So a month in, how do I feel? I feel really, really hopeful that this is going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to see what my real estate career brings. I want y'all to follow along. I'm going to post everything I can on any platform that I can. I know I'll probably post this to like YouTube and also to Instagram. And hopefully I answer any questions you might have had. If not, leave them in the comments below. Email me, text me. My information is in my profile. I want y'all to follow along on this real estate journey with me, and I cannot wait to share what it will bring. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a good day. Bye.